What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be this celestial look that I did like a month or so ago, and honestly I was supposed to post this yesterday. I was like almost done in the video, but I'm not gonna lie, I was tired as hell. Like I went to sleep so early. I was just knocked out because it's like the first week back after fall break, and I'm not gonna lie to you, this has been a freaking week. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, I feel like it hasn't been terrible, but it's just like it's just exhausting, and yeah, just trying to get back in the flow of everything is just oof. And then last week wasn't even like truly peaceful, if I'm being honest, but it was some moments and stuff. But yeah, I guess me doing these voiceovers now is just me just yapping. It's my daily yap session. But anyways, after I prime my face, I just like brush through my brows with these disposable spoolies. And I hadn't really used this like shimmer topper. I got it from Trixie Cosmetics. I think it's like shimmer. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, I mean she's okay. I had to like go back in and layer on because I had put so many powders everywhere that it had like went and got lighter a little bit. But anyways, this prosthetic is from let me look up the Instagram so I can tell y'all. It is Medusa at okay, so it's MEDUUSAT_studio. But yeah, I've ordered a couple different prosthetics from them and I love them. And I also love that, like, you can pick like what skin tone, because a lot of prosthetic brands, like, that I've tried in the past, like they only have like one skin tone. So I feel like this is just helps me like color match things a little bit better, because if it's closer to my skin tone, the tone will look more like my skin tone, like what the rest of my face looks like, if you know what I mean. But anyways, I was just using some alcohol, some 90% alcohol, to like try to remove like the area around it. You're really supposed to use acetone, but I'm trying to figure out where do you buy acetone, because I have not been able to find any. So yeah, but I know as soon as I get that, I feel like my prosthetic looks are gonna get so much better, because the seams are gonna be a little bit less like noticeable and stuff. But I feel like I did a pretty good job for this one, I'm not gonna lie to you, so I'm not even mad at it. But anyways, I'm taking a play pigment from Trixie Cosmetics, and I'm using it to basically clean up underneath my brow, and then I put some in my eyebrow slit, because that's what I do with my concealer anyway. And yeah, I like to use these whenever I'm doing my colorful looks, because they're pretty pigmented. So if you know the routine, you know that like I treat my like colorful like bases just like I would do with my normal base. So I basically like add the rest of the play pigment around my eye just to like cover up the entire area, and I'm blending it out to make sure it's even, and then I'm gonna set it with some translucent powder. And these do dry down matte. I just like to set things like with translucent powder for my eyeshadow base, just to make sure that everything is set in place, because I really want I want my eyeshadow to be pigmented, and two, I just want to make sure that that base doesn't like mix with my eyeshadow, if that makes sense. Like I want it to sit on top of there. I don't want it to like really shift any colors, and I feel like this is a good way to, because look at this blue. And I don't know, I'm really proud of myself, because I remember me trying to get like vibrant looks and stuff when I was like doing makeup like years ago when I first started and stuff, and it was like so hard, because I feel like, well, one, there's so many more products now than there were like when I was like learning how to do makeup in like what 2013, 2014, whatever. But yeah, like I actually be doing some looks, and I'm very proud of myself. I'm not gonna lie to you, like I be trying not to toot my own horn, but I've been really killing the fucking looks, I'm not gonna lie to you. And it's so funny, because like this look versus like the looks that I've done recently is so much growth, and I just love to see it. And I know that I only reached that amount of growth because I literally was doing makeup looks like every single weekend, like multiple looks sometimes. And yeah, it's been like a month of growth, and I can't wait to see where I am by the end of the year. And I really just can't wait to see like where I am like next year in makeup, because like I know that like I love special effects makeup, and I noticed, I really have just admitted to myself that at this point I'm like a special effects like face paint artist, if I'm being honest, because majority of looks I do are not normal foundation looks, or if they are normal foundation looks, a lot of times I'm either drawing like designs on my face, or I'm doing an illustration on my head, or like I'm doing something extra. Like I don't really do traditional makeup. Like when I say traditional makeup, I don't do like I feel like the basic IG model makeup and stuff like that. Like I mean, I feel like I can do that, and I'm not knocking it. It's just like I love to like push my creativity, and I love to just like try to outdo myself with every look. So it's like I'm doing crazy shit because I want to see if I can do this shit. I want to see if I can like do certain special face looks that mimic like the artists that I've seen do special effects makeup looks growing up and stuff, because I would love, like I'm telling you, I want to open up a special effects studio. And I don't know when it's gonna happen. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I just know that like I'm working towards it. Like that is something that I generally want to do because I would love to, incorporate different things that I feel like the film industry and the TV industry needs when it comes to like stories from this area, from like Memphis, the Mid South, Mississippi and stuff. Because I like to think about like what our ancestors used to do years, or not even years ago, but like generations ago, when like they were actually able to practice like their own culture and stuff, and then like just having all that stripped away. I don't know, I feel like that's part of the reason why I like to do certain like makeup looks. Like there are certain makeup looks that are heavily like I feel like are like connected to my roots. And the craziest thing though is just like not having the history, because so many people are beaten, tortured, killed, whatever, over their like not even their religion, but like just their culture and their like way of being. And it's just like I don't know, I feel like it's healing when I do some of these makeup looks and stuff. Like it's nothing normal, like but it's so funny because most of the people who are like in my life and stuff, who are like really connected to me, really important, they know that this is what I do. Like it's not a shock if you see me and my face is a whole different color, or I have a prosthetic on, or something. I have a drawing on my forehead. Like that's just normal. Like nobody even mentions it half the time, and I'm like, bro, like it's crazy because it's like I'm like, damn, there's no shock value anymore, and there's really no shock value. But yeah, I'm gonna like do some shit to make it like shock value, because I really, really, really would love to do some crazy ass like prosthetics looks. Like I want to be able to like start like actually like doing like photo shoots and stuff, within the next couple of years. So I'm working towards it. I'm really trying to perfect my craft and figure out like the best ways to apply things, because if I'm gonna do something, that thing needs to look clean, you feel me? And then I also have to find people who actually like want to get involved with that. Like I have some ideas for people, but it's just like there's so much going on that like I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I don't even feel like doing what I be doing. Like I have to like force myself to do it, and I know everybody's busy as hell, and it's just like being exhausted from work. But yeah, anyways, let's get back to the video for a second, because I know y'all saw that base. That shit was patchy as fuck, and literally it was terrible. Like, and I'm not someone who likes to like really bash products, but it's like I have tried these Maron like cream makeups like so many different times. Like I have different colors and stuff, but this one was the worst one, because what was the cover? Like it looked crazy, but luckily like the play pigments, like they're very pigmented, so I feel like it helped me get that pigment back, because I don't know, it was looking like something was wrong with my skin. Like it was not giving purple. But I don't know, I feel like that's what happens like when you're trying to makeup and stuff and trying to like experiment with different products that like aren't like products that are everywhere and been perfected by so many brands and stuff. But yeah, I definitely am not probably gonna use those anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I be trying to, because it's like I don't want to waste products and stuff, but like I also don't want to have to like do multiple layers or something. I don't want to have to like try to fix an issue. And then I feel like they also like they layer very weird. Like I've had some of the issues where like it has picked up some of the like product, even like because I do these looks with the color fix or like my color case and stuff, and it doesn't really pick up like the layer, because I know how to do it now. Like I've done it so much that I know like the best techniques and stuff to make it like happen. But it's like with that Maron cream base, like even when I try to do things really fast or do light layers and stuff like that, I feel like I still struggle to like make it look like as opaque as like my other products that I like to use. So yeah, I might get rid of that, I'm not gonna lie to you, and just like restock on my stuff, because I know like for a fact that I'm gonna have to restock on like some color fix from Nesmerize Beauty within like the next couple months, because I'm like out of black. Like I'm trying to see if I have like this extra one, because there is one that I know I have, and it's just like I have to find it. But I'm like, did I also use it up? And I can't remember if I used it up or not, so I'm hoping I find it. And then there's like some other colors and stuff that like I need to just restock on, because it's been like over a year maybe since I've restocked on it. But like I've been using them a lot, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I have been trying to use up as much of my makeup as possible, just that way, because one, I really ain't got the money to spend on new makeup, and it's like I have a good amount of makeup, so it's like I'm trying to get rid of stuff and just like make sure like I'm being like actual like conscious of like, you know, what I'm doing and stuff like that. But anyways, for this like under eye, I'm not gonna lie to you, I probably should have used one of the neon prismatic pigments, because like when I was taking pictures and stuff, I realized that like there were some areas that like didn't really have like product or something, or like it was like a little like translucent or whatever. And those neon prismatic pigments, like they bring the color for real. Like they are going to elevate whatever color you use for your base. That's why I like to use them on top. I just like to use like the cream or liquid as like the base for that, if that makes sense. And then these pigments, like I'm telling you, like it just, look at that. Because look at that pigment. Versus like their translucent powder, like be for real. But yeah, these are from Jelly Bean Cosmetics, and I love the prismatic pigments. I love like all my products from Jelly Bean. I'm not gonna lie to you. I also need to restock on some Jelly Bean stuff, because a lot of my like neon prismatic pigments, I'm almost out of them. And then I need to get some like peel off glitter glue, because like I have like the Jellyfix glitter glue, but like I love the peel off glitter glue because I can literally just peel it off, and like I don't have to worry about like glitter getting in my eyes or all over my face, and like I'm removing my makeup. So that's why I just like to use that one. But you know, I've wanted to use up this like glitter jelly, because I knew if I got the other one, like I was not going to use like the Jellyfix. But yeah, I'm almost out of it, so I feel like I probably will be restocking towards the end of this year, beginning of next year, whatever. But yeah, I'm going in with my Bright Matte palette, and I was trying to use like this purplish color, and honestly like it wasn't deep enough. I probably should have just used one of my neon prismatic pigments again. But like sometimes I try to like, you know, use different products for different things, because this is what I used to do, like, you know, when I was like practicing makeup like throughout like the last like 10 years or whatever. Because you know, I sometimes will only have like eyeshadow palettes. Like I had to like, you know, use eyeshadow like for bronzer or contour for like years. Like I'm just now within like the last 2 years actually using bronzers and contours and not freaking eyeshadow, because a lot of brands and stuff didn't even have like a deeper like foundation for my like color. Because it's like, which is really crazy to me, because I'm like, I am not even that far down the spectrum when it comes to like dark deep. And it's like there are so many people who have darker skin to me, and if I can't use something, what in the world, like that don't even make sense. But you know, some of these brands still playing around, and you can just tell that like it's like after a certain point, it's like, okay, a brand just doesn't care. Like a brand doesn't necessarily want the business anyway. It's like they're cool with their, you know, consumer base or whatever. Like they ain't studying us. And sometimes you just gotta realize that when it comes to certain brands, and just be like, I bet, like, you know. And that's why I support a lot of brands that I do, because I feel like, you know, they do represent a lot of like, you know, black people, queer people, just, you know, minority or like marginalized communities. And like I really appreciate that. But yeah, if there's any like makeup brands or whatever that you want me to try, please let me know, because you know I be itching to buy some makeup. But for real, like I probably will like try some new things sometime soon, because you know the holidays are coming up, so you know maybe I'll treat myself a little bit. But yeah, also like, you know, I get stuck using like the same products, so I'm like, you know, these are my favorite things, and I'm almost out. Like I just finished up this like one foundation. I'm almost finished with like a couple setting sprays and like some powders and stuff. So you know, I just be wanting to try something new, instead of like, you know, like there's some things that I'm like I have to restock on, like my shadow stick from About Face and my Essence like liner. Like that is something I will always get. Like, you know, I might try a new one here and there, but those two are like holy staples that will stay in my kit, like no lie. And then another thing that like stays in my kit, my Deep Peach Evolution powder from the Smartest Beauty. I just ran out of that one, and yeah, I have to restock on that one, because that's one of my favorite powders. The powder just eats. And then like, you know, if Melt Cosmetics had the like She's Alive translucent powder, I would get that one. But you know, I'm gonna look and see about a different like, you know, translucent powder. And then my Skin Denavia like makeup primer spray, I probably will restock on that one. I have another primer spray from Trixie Cosmetics. It's the first base spray, but you know, I feel like it's cool or whatever. But Skin Denavia's products are like top tier, I'm not gonna lie to you. So yeah, I might restock on that one. There's like a couple things that, you know, I just like always restock on. I have plenty of the RCMA powder. I probably will have to get a new Ben 9 Final Seal within the next couple months. Like I'm not gonna run out of it anytime, like, you know, within like the next month or whatever. But I know that I probably will have to restock on that, you know, at some point. But yeah, I feel like I've really found my rhythm when it comes to me doing like these like non-traditional like, you know, foundation looks. And I actually love like painting myself different colors. It's just fun. Like I know some people probably like, Ariel, what in the world? And honestly, I don't know, I'm a little kooky. And if you haven't, you know, figured it out, I hate to see it. But anyways, you know, I have to be extra, because why not? Like I feel like I would take any reason to put some glitter in my eyebrows. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like when I really think about a lot of the like, you know, looks I've done recently, my brows had glitter in them, or they were a different color. like a not natural color, but you know, I feel like that's normal at this point. But anyways, I'm using this volumizing mascara for my top lashes just because, you know, I want my top lashes to be a little bit more fuller, and then I feel like the wand is just easier to use on like my top lashes than it is on my bottom lashes. So that's why I always like do a smaller wand for my bottom lashes, just to be a little bit more precise when I'm doing my bottom lash mascara, you know, not to smudge anything too bad. Like, you know, if you know me, you know I love a little messy under eye, but like I don't want it to be too messy, girl. Like I ain't trying to do all that. But anyways, after I did that, I was like, you know what, I still need something on my face. Like a lot of times, like I would do a look and I'm like, it needs something extra, so I would literally just like draw on my face and just call it a day. And I feel like it just be adding that little extra je ne sais quoi. But yeah, I use some color face from Nessa Mars Beauty to basically do this, and these are so freaking pigmented. Like I love the Nessa. Like if there was one brand that I could work with, I would literally work with the Nessa on. Like I have so many ideas, so many ideas, like, you know, and I just need my girl to just hit me up, because I knew I could create a bomb ass collection. I'm not gonna lie to you. And like they do collabs every now and then, but I feel like my collab would eat. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, you know, I'm speaking into existence at this point. So, you know, I'm claiming it. But yeah, and once again, I was like, you know what, my makeup needs something even more. So what did I do? Put some more rhinestones on my face. You know, I always put mine in my like eyebrow slit, because I don't know, I just like doing that. I think it's fun. It's a little pop of, you know, color, dramatics, whatever. And now I'm just taking my lashes from Plushy Lash. Plushy Lash sells my favorite lashes. I won't lie to you. I try to like get lashes from like beauty spot stores and stuff like that, but it's just like they don't hit the same as those. Like I don't know where in the world she got them from, but they eat. And then I wanted a darker lip just because I had so many like, I feel like lighter moments with the blue around my face that I wanted something darker to just balance everything out. So I'm using my Beauty Bakery Lip Whip in Midnight Truffles, and this is the black liquid lipstick I use anytime like I'm doing like a black ombre lip, and which is so crazy because I swear I have another black one, but I have not been able to find it. But I love Beauty Bakery anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm using this Black Moon Cosmetics liquid lipsticks. That's my other, or I feel like that would be my favorite like lip stick brand, like maybe there, or Beauty Bakery, I'm not gonna lie to you. And then Jadora Cosmetics, which is like a company that's based in the Bahamas. But yeah, their Instagram I think is like shop.jador cosmetics, something like that. But yeah, you can like find it in my tags like somewhere on my page. I think when I did that spookly look, is definitely in the comments of that. But anyways, before I put my lashes on, I like to make sure they get tacky. That's usually what I would do, like my lips, like after I put the lash glue on. That way I'm just doing something. I'm not just like sitting there just waiting for my lashes to dry. And you have to like hold them down, because if you don't hold them down, they're probably never going to stick to your like eyes. So like, you know, once I figure out that's a good placement, I just hold it down right there for a couple seconds just so it sticks a little bit better. And this is the final look. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you later. Bye.